Hello everyone, hope you are enjoying this amazing event. My name is Eugenio Elizondo. I'm a team manager at Epic of Software and welcome to my talk, Using the Comfort Zone to Achieve a Continuous Learning Mindset. Inspiration for this topic is based on my personal experience when I had to change my professional career from robotics to testing suddenly. I pressured myself to learn a lot of things as quick as possible, ending with me having a burnout and a fear to going through the same experience again. Also, I like to add that I do not came up with the level of knowledge that wasn't expected. I want to share my story because it could help testers how to avoid this or how to get if you are already in this situation. Hope you like it. Our craft has the wonder that we can never run out of things to learn. Something new will always come up and we can learn to improve and evolve as testers. And we can continue improving our skills until the end of time. This idea, it applies even for a newcomer to a veteran. And that sounds great, but here's when we're starting to see the first trouble. What is what to learn or where to start? And you can say, well, if you say you have a lot of topics that we can learn and we can improve our skills, how is going to be the problem? Well, the problem is that it being different, that you telling the job what is the next thing that you need to learn to continue doing your job. This is more the idea that you are self-study. So you have to put some time aside to be able to continue and improve. And sometimes that's a little bit difficult because we don't know that how to invest our time in the best way. What is something that we will be passionate probably to learn, or even though we wanted to know that we want to improve something, we don't know where to start. So I will give you a little bit of tricks, how a little bit of advice, and how can we get out of these troubles. So what is the importance of a continuous learning? Well, one of the biggest repercussions is that we can lose sight of possible tests that we can perform that could help us in our application and then not become a trend in the future. What am I mean with this? Well, if our abilities are not improving or we cannot perform some tests that probably see something in the application, probably it's something that we're feeling that is not right, but we cannot pinpoint if that is correct. Some examples of that are we see the application is slow, so that means it's a threat to the performance. It's not easy to test, so probably it's a threat to the usability, a threat to testability. Are we compliant now with the WASP top 10 threats? If the answer is no, I don't know if that means a threat to security or even new. Not everyone can use it, so that means do we have a threat to accessibility? All these questions that I see that you can fill in, if we don't prove and get better as testers, we probably cannot be able to perform tests to give a response to these questions. So that's very important. So let's start. The first thing that I wanted to do today is redefine the comfort zone. What do I mean this is redefining the comfort zone? Well, one of the biggest problems about the comfort zone is that we often see this as a symptom of being stuck, being lazy, or you have lack of interest. You know, you don't want to be better. You're just comfortable. Uh, I don't think that we probably using it. Let's change that and see it at a different way. Why don't we see it at doing things in our time, in our own pace? You know, make it a bit comfortable. This doesn't mean that it's going to be easy or no effort is required. It's just that we're trying to be the less stressful or overwhelming as possible. The idea behind this is you are enjoying what you are learning. You do not have a bad experience. So the idea behind this is you want to do it again and then do it again and do it again and do it again. So that becomes something natural to you to do it. Do this new thing that I see and the new definition I want you to take about the comfort zone. I come up with this idea that I call this is designed to adjust to your needs and your needs only because nobody knows your time better than you, making this a positive and enjoyable experience that you will want to repeat it constantly. The only thing that you need is patience. What I mean with this that you are the only one, nobody knows your time better than you. This is the idea behind this is you know your times. I cannot tell you what is the best times for you to invest, for you to study or learn something new because I don't know you. I don't know anything about your personal life. I don't know you about your professional life. I don't know what activities you do have or where you can make the time. It's so simple sometimes, and people make it so easy. Just saying, you know what, you have to do 1 hour a day. Probably you don't have that. Or probably somebody said, well, every weekend you have to do it like for 4 hours. Good, but I probably do not have the time. That's why this is designed for you are gonna make the decision to adjust and how to do where it's the best time for you because you know your time. And this initiative, how it works? Well, we focus on consistency, frequency, and recency. We identify the right behavior, we create smart goals, and we track your progress. This last one is really important because, as you know, one of the biggest things that you need is patience. So this track of progress will going to help us with that patient stuff. So let's start. Well, if you ever take a fitness class, you will heard that instructors talk about consistency. It's not about how fast you pedal, how much weight you can lift since first day one. It's about showing up and doing your best and not giving up. You know, you're going to the gym constantly and lifting weights. You're starting probably with the number ones, but you go and go and go, and then probably after one time you go to level two, level three. So the same idea is behind this. So it's not that you have to kill yourself doing intense 8 hours courses or reading a book in one sitting. No, the idea is just doing in small parts for you to be able to get used to it and get better and also to not stress and really focus on that you're giving the right time that you want to invest. So the frequency in the 2011 study, the University of California for neurobiology is learning that learning and memory interact with frequency. It's related to frequency. The bonds between them grow stronger and more information is retained for later use. As you know, and at the beginning of my presentation, I told you that I pressure myself to learn a lot of stuff through real quickly. But at the end, even I don't think that I hold that even 90% of the knowledge that I just took because I do it so quickly. I pressure myself. I didn't want to enjoy it. So that's the idea behind this. And the recency, the concept is simple. Our brains retain information that we have received most frequency, but only for a short period of time. If we want to deliver retaining new information, the trick is cumulative review. We for do this just means it's every time that we learn something that is fresh and we learn something new. Probably then the latest thing that we learn we're probably gonna forget. So for us to get to that community review, we have to follow these three simple rules. That is commit to a scheduled study, take notes every study session that we have, and also review notes before next study. Just giving a little bit refresher what we are learning at that point. So identify the right behavior. Well, this is the heart and soul of the whole initiative when you have to design your learning schedule according to your time and frequency that you are comfortable with. This must be easy for you to follow and accomplish this. And the good part is that you can change it as much as you want. You don't have to if you select one time and that time doesn't work for you, you can change it or you can add it. And if you add it and doesn't work for you again, you can go back, you can experiment it. That's why I say that you know better than who knows your time better than you. So you have to divide it in two things. Time, you have to define when to do it into what is the time that you can do it. Then you can do it in two different ways. Okay, you can do it by windows of time or you can do it by sections. By sections, I mean, for example, if you have like a book, you are going to say, I'm going to read a chapter. So how much time does that chapter takes? I don't know. Probably it's a small chapter. Probably take you 20 minutes. Probably it's a bigger chapter. Probably take you 45 minutes. But you are compromising that you're going to read the chapter. The other time with the time window, it's like, okay, I will going to give an hour. So if I feel one chapter and a half, and the hour is up, okay, that's my quote. You can continue, of course, but you have to put it like for at least 1 hour. The frequency is that how many days are you going to do it? Once per week, weekends, once per day. And just remember, never forget that life happens. This is what it means. Even though you have all your schedules, you have your time, you have your frequency, you probably something in your life happened that probably you will not able to do the day you put or the commitment you do with yourself, you probably were not able to do it that day. It's okay. Probably you have a trip, you feeling sick, you have an emergency, something that happened, doesn't matter. You can adjust it to change it what day is possible. You know that day you cannot do it, just repeat it for the next session that you are scheduled to do it. So don't worry about it. The thing is that life happens. Never forget that. Smart goals. What I mean by smart goals, well, you know, I try to do it, make a specific small goals instead of a big goal. This is just to allow us to go easier and relatively to go it and achieve it relatively fast. One simple example I can do it is, for example, you want to learn automation. Obviously, the biggest goal is to be a skill on automation, but that's a big goal, you know, that takes time. Why not you did like simple, small goals, like let's say your first goal is just to create your first automation script, you know, like a version of the hello world. Second, probably you're gonna create your first automation script for your application. You're gonna run the first script on that. And the next goal is probably script a happy path for your application. You know, that's smart goals. At the end, you're going to do the biggest goal to be skilled in automation, but you are achieving these goals quickly and you can see that, okay, you feel good and you like to go ahead and continue doing that. That's why the patience part is coming along, because you have to take some time. Track your progress. This is for you to feel encouraged to continue by seeing the result of your effort, and you are a way to reaching your goal. You know, like I said, if you want to automation, be skilled in automation, but you are achieving a lot of goals to go to that big goal. Here's one example, for example, that we can give. The goal is to do your first automation script. You know, you have to have you see that you have a YouTube video that has a total of 30 videos, and you make the commitment that you're gonna watch one video per day. You know, and for be able to accomplish that smart goal that it's making your first automation script, you have to watch 4 videos. So for that, you just need to in the scenario one, you watch one video per day, so you're gonna reach your goal in 4 days. In the scenario two, you're probably gonna watch 2 videos per weekend, so in 2 weeks you're gonna reach your goal. Probably you're gonna watch one video per week, so in 4 weeks you're gonna reach your goal. If you see everybody's reaching the goal, it's just at different pace. You see, a scenario one is more fast because you're just doing in 4 days you will do it. That sounds a little bit faster than 2 weeks or even 4 weeks, but again, that scenario is for everybody. Everybody's going to get to the same goal, just you have to have patience, because if you can do it in scenario one, it's okay. You can do it in scenario two, great. In scenario three also works. It's just having patience. That's why it's tracking your progress and do it smart goals. Give you another example. The same video, but now you're gonna see you have 4 videos and each video has 3 minutes of duration. You probably set yourself to just study 1 hour per day. So if you have the same 4 videos, you have to do 2 hours total to be able to do that smart goal. So if you put 1 hour per day, you will do it in 2 days. If you do 1 hour by weekends, you will do it in 2 weeks. If you study 30 minutes per week, you will do it in 4 weeks. You see, it's the same example, it's just reaching your goal. So the idea behind this is just set up your time, frequency, first, what you want to learn, then set up your time and frequency and start experimenting, you know, testing with it. If this is work for you, if you know what, I can add it probably a little bit more time, do it. You know what, this is working for me. That's great. The idea behind this is so simple that's why it's working, because you put in your hours that you are the only one who can say it. It's not gonna be the same for me or for everyone else hearing this talk. It's always gonna be different. So that's the important part of this. Now, just thank you for that and for listening to my talk. And to the end, just I want to say, remember, every great tester started out as nothing more than we are now. If we can do it, why not us? You know, we can also be great. We can also be recognized and be experts in testing. So do not get disencouraged because you think it's not impossible. Everybody goes through that. So everybody that we heard that it's a great tester, an expert tester, start like us. So if they do it, why not us? I hope this helpful for you. Happy learning. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. There are my LinkedIn, on my Twitter, and thank you so much. Continue enjoying Netflix. Bye bye.